Hello, Namaskar and Adab to all my friends from your friend astrologer and guide Irfan. Once more with you from your very own channel, Astro Assurance. A few days back, I did a video on one, is it that the D9 chart, the Navansh chart get activated, and does it ever become your main chart, your main Lagna, your main horoscope, and does it become your main horoscope after, say for example, your 36th year? Is there a rule where the D9 chart gets activated at a specific time in your life, and does it ever become your main chart? So I did a video on that, saying that it does not get activated at specific moments. It is active throughout your life from the time you're born until that you are dead. However, it may get more activated or super activated at some time, and it is not reflecting about a specific age, the 36th year onwards. Neither does it ever become your main chart, your main horoscope, and it will never be as a rule that it does become. However, in certain instances, which are rare occasions, the D9 chart can overshadow your D1 chart. Rather than overtaking it, becoming your main chart, it can overshadow it. Yet certain attributes of the D1 chart will still stand strong. So what are the instances when the D9 chart, your Navansh chart, can overshadow your D1 chart to a large extent, and maybe control your horoscope, also control the manifestations, the situations, the results of the horoscope also. However, it will never completely 100% overtake, but it may overshadow, which means the D1 chart becomes in the shadow of the D9 chart, and the D9 chart becomes the one which takes over the larger responsibility, the larger denotation, rather than completely overpowering the D1 chart. So what is the instance? Now, the science of astrology has been given to us not because everything is deemed as if it has to happen, it will happen, and we don't have control. That's not how the zodiac offers us the astrological science. The zodiac gives us the astrological science as a means to make a choice, saying that this is what your possibilities are from your D1 chart, these are what your probabilities are in your D9 chart, and it's given to you how you use this astrological science to weave through some challenges, certain important situations in your life, and how you will be able to build on your strengths and overcome your challenges, overcome the weaknesses. So there is a lot of choice given to us, and there is also a lot of energy given to us through Mars, emotional strength given to us by the moon, the analytical strength given to us by Mercury, the wisdom of Jupiter, the patience, perseverance, organization and structure given to us by Saturn, and so on. So the zodiac gives us a lot of energy, not so that it will manifest itself as it wants to, but it is for us to utilize it. So in certain instances, when the D1 chart seems to be bereft of all strength, seems to be full of doshas, hardly any yoga is present, and most of the planets seem to be in either malefic situations or inimical situations, or in debilitation, or in bad doshas, bad aspects, and nothing seems to be working for the individual. Yet sometimes the individual seems to overcome all the odds, all the challenges, all the problems, and through sheer perseverance, through sheer patience, through sheer hard work, and most important, through sheer willpower, killer instinct, is able to overcome all the challenges and still make it good. What is that instance when the person is able to do it? Two instances. First and foremost, however corrupted the D1 chart may seem to be, however challenging the Lagna's placement may be, the other planetary placement may be, if the Lagna Lord itself is placed in a very, very strong placement, and under no aspects, no challenges to it, no overshadowing by any bad doshas, no bad conjunctions that it is involved in, and it is left to its own in a very, very strong position, then the enough strength is given to the individual, enough willpower is given to the individual, if the person wants to be able to work over the challenges, if the D9 chart supports the person. So if in an instance, if come what may, there are no good yoga seen, or hardly any yoga seen, or weak yoga seen in the D1 chart, most of the planets seem to be in tougher challenges, in either malefic placements, inimical signs, or in debilitation, or in combustion, or being eclipsed by Rahu or Ketu, but the Lagna Lord is strong, and in the D9 chart, if most of the planets go in friendly signs, own sign, Mool Trikona sign or exaltation sign, and they all go, or most of them go in the Kendras or the trine houses, then a very strong willpower is given to the individual, a freedom is given to the individual, higher probability of the D9 chart is given to the individual to be able to make or manifest his own direction, his own trajectory and his own tangent. So in instances, if there are hardly anything which are supporting the person through the D1 chart, but the Lagna Lord's placement is very, very strong, maybe one or two other supporting yogas, but the D9 chart's placement is very, very strong. The Lagna Lord should also be placed in a very, very strong placement in the D9 chart, and most of the planetary placement should be either in the Kendras or in the trine houses, and there should be good yogas in the D9. Then the person, through sheer willpower, through patience, through hard work, through killer instinct, using the higher probabilities of the D9 chart, can still make it good. And that's the only instance where only when the Lagna Lord is extremely strong in the D1 chart, placed in a very good placement, in good signs, in good yogas, and hardly any malefic energy on it, and is also placed strong in the D9 chart, and there are supporting energies in the D9 chart, then it is higher probability given to the individual, where the D9 chart may overshadow, not overlook the D1 chart, but overshadow the D1 chart, which means the D1 chart's energies work under the shadow of the D9 chart, and here the D9 chart will have an upper hand, but it will not be able to control completely, which means that the placements of some planets in the D1 chart will still manifest themselves. For say for example, a planet is in a debilitation sign, that too in a Dusthana, but gets into an exaltation sign, that too in the Kendra, which means the D9 chart is giving much higher strength to be able to overcome the challenging situations of the planet in the D1 chart. But with the fierce resolve, lot of hard work, lot of patience, lot of perseverance, and over a period of time, through sheer killer instinct, will the person be able to make it good. For instance, for an Aries ascendant native in the D1 chart, if all the planetary placements are in challenging placement, Moon goes into Scorpio in the 8th house, Saturn goes debilitated in the Lagna itself, that means the Lagna is also in the challenging placement, but the Lagna Lord Mars goes into the 10th house in the Capricorn sign, gets exalted. Then if Mars is also placed in either the Aries sign, Leo sign, Sagittarius sign, or even the Pisces sign in the D9 chart, then a lot of strength is given to the individual to be able to overcome all the challenges and do very well. If at all in the D9 chart, other planetary placement or most of the planetary placements also are in the Kendra houses, also are in the trine houses, and the Lagna should be that of either Aries, Leo or Sagittarius. It should be helpful to the Lagna Lord, which is Mars, the Lagna Lord of the D1 chart. Similarly, for a Taurus ascendant native in the D1 chart, Venus, which rules the Lagna, if it goes into the 11th house in exaltation sign in the Pisces sign, rest of the planetary placements, either they are combusted or eclipsed or debilitated or in bad doshas. And if Venus gets placed into its own signs in the D9 chart, either in Taurus or in Libra, even in Capricorn or Aquarius, or even in Pisces, especially in the trine houses or the Kendra houses, then the person, through sheer willpower, especially Venus is not afflicted neither in the D1 chart or the D9 chart, then the person can, through sheer resolve, through strong willpower, overcome all the challenges of the D1 chart if most of the planetary placement in the D9 chart are also in friendly signs or in own signs or in Mool Trikona sign or in exaltation or in good yogas and in Kendra or the trine houses. Then the person can do very, very well in spite of all the challenges. Leave alone only the Lagna Lord being very, very strong in both the D1 and the D9 charts placement. Here we are talking about Venus, and in the D9 chart most of the planetary placements being good. Secondly, in another instance, if the Lagna Lord is not very strongly placed in the D1 chart but seen as in a very strong placement in the D9 chart, and if Rahu and Ketu are Vargottama, which means whatever be the ascendant of the D1 and the D9 chart, however, if Rahu and Ketu both are Vargottama, which means they are in the same axis in the Lagna chart as well as the D9 chart. For example, in the Lagna chart, if Rahu and Ketu are in the Aries and Libra axis, and similarly they go into the Aries and Libra axis in the D9 chart as well. And especially if Rahu is eclipsing Sun or Moon or even both, and in the D9 chart Rahu and Ketu are getting into the Kendra houses, either in the ascendant and the 7th house or in the 10th and the 4th house, then to this person, through sheer willpower, through sheer perseverance, through high energy, hunger, killer instinct to do very well, with good strength of Lagna Lord in the D9 chart, can do very well, overcoming all Lords. Because here the Lagna Lord may not be in the best of strengths in the Lagna chart, but it is so in the D9 chart, and it is getting added strength through Rahu and Ketu, especially Rahu in the D9 chart. So friends, generally we know that the D1 chart is the king and the D9 chart supports it or gives it added strength. However, in some instances, as I talked about, the Lagna Lord being very strong in the Lagna chart, in the D1 chart as well as in the D9 chart, in spite of all other challenges in the D1 chart, but in the D9 chart planetary placement being strong, or if Rahu and Ketu are Vargottama with Rahu or Ketu, especially with Rahu eclipsing Sun or Moon or even both, and in the D9 chart Rahu and Ketu getting into the Kendra houses, either in the Lagna in the 7th house or in the 10th and the 4th house, then too the zodiac gives us a high opportunity to be able to come good using sheer power, perseverance, killer instinct and a sheer highly motivated energy to do very well. So friends, these are the only instances where generally the D9 chart can overshadow the D1 chart without completely overpowering it. So keep this in mind and use such energies well, especially if you see that the D1 chart and the D9 charts are reflecting these energies accordingly. So friends, like this video, share this video, and if you're looking for a personal consultation from me, please reach out to me, the link given below. Till some other time with some other video, this is your friend astrologer and guide Irfan signing off. Ciao.